I've got a bug problem. Every time I'm making a video about a small, crawly critter, like this ladybug, a big part of me wants to call it a bug. I mean, it feels like a bug, but there's also a small part of me that knows it's not technically a bug in the scientific sense. What's up with this disconnect, and why does it bug me so much? Hi, I'm Cameron, and this is Minute Earth. Small, creepy, crawly critters generally fall into a few different groups, but when someone says, "Hey, look at this weird bug," they're usually referring to an insect. You know, a six-legged exoskeleton-clad creature that has had at least one pair of wings at some point in its life. But to an entomologist, somebody who studies insects, bugs are a subgroup of insects, the 8% or so that make up the order Hemiptera. You can tell these 80,000-ish species of so-called true bugs apart from other insects by the straw-shaped beaks they use to stab their food, inject fluids to dissolve it into a nutritious liquid, and then slurp out the tasty meal. You're likely familiar with a few of these species like bedbugs, stink bugs, or the terrifyingly named assassin bug. But here's where it gets confusing. Just because a species has bug in its common name does not mean it's a true bug in the scientific sense. For example, our ladybug from earlier is from a different subgroup of insects entirely, beetles. And pillbugs aren't even insects at all, they're isopods, more closely related to crabs than true bugs. So where did all of this confusion come from? Well, for that, it's time for some entomological etymology. In the 1400s, the term bug infested the English language, probably from the Welsh word bwg. It was a word for mysterious, creepy things like ghosts. This later appearance in Hamlet is a good example of that usage, and the word bwg also serves as the root of the word boogeyman. But the first time bug appeared in writing to describe an insect was in 1594, when a medical textbook described a creepy black creature crawling out of a sore, which is gross and kind of scary, so they called it a bug. By the early 1600s, a particular type of insect was thought to be especially haunting, the ones we now call bedbugs, and people regularly used the word bug to refer to these nocturnal nuisances. So, in the 1700s, when Carl Linnaeus was sorting insects into groups like flies, beetles, and ants, he tossed bedbugs, and things like them, anything with straw-like slurping mouthparts, into a group called bugs. But even though Linnaeus and other scientists that came after narrowed the meaning of the word bug in scientific circles to a specific order of insects, basically everybody else continued expanding on the original meaning, building on the creepy, ghostly part and applying the word bug to all sorts of other stuff like mechanical glitches, illnesses, and, of course, a wide variety of creepy, crawly critters. So that's why I'm torn about whether to call something like a ladybug a bug. And actually, when talking to non-scientists about pretty much any insect, even entomologists sometimes begrudgingly use the word bug. After all, the word bug can help them communicate more clearly, even if it bugs them to do it. Popular usage of bug might bother some people, but at least it doesn't bother them in the same way that caffeine bothers bugs, which you might have learned about in last week's video. And if you saw that video, then you probably also saw this awesome coffee mug that we made, which you can get over at Patreon. During the month of April, if you join at the $6 per month tier or higher, we will draw you as a stick figure and send you a one-of-a-kind mug with your stick figure on it, because you too are one of a kind.